Imagine you've worked your whole life to get into your dream school, getting good grades, good SAT scores, and getting involved. But you end up getting rejected because you weren't good enough for your race. But someone else who's less qualified gets into the same school, taking your spot because they're black. Now, the purpose of this speech today is to convince you that affirmative action in college admissions is discriminatory and it either doesn't help those in need or it hurts them. Now, as college students who went through the college admissions process, you should care about this social issue because it could have impacted what schools you were accepted to or rejected from. Now, I'm a credible source on this issue because I've spent time doing in-depth research in order to convince you today. Many believe that affirmative action is about equality, that it gives those who are disadvantaged a leg up, and is helpful to all black students that are admitted to these colleges. But affirmative action isn't about equality. Many people believe that it strives towards equality, but affirmative action actually serves as a tool for discrimination based on race, especially against Asian and white Americans. According to Schmidt, Peter, Farrell, and Elizabeth, in the Chronicle of Higher Education, in a case against the University of Michigan, the prosecution stated that the case, quote, involves a straightforward instance of racial discrimination by a state institution, end quote, and that Michigan was operating the equivalent of an illegal quota system under its admissions policy. Also, according to CNN, Harvard sends recruiting letters to black, Hispanic, and Native American students who have top grades and get SAT scores of at least an 1100, but to receive such letters for Asian American students, they must get a 1350 on their SAT at least. In addition to this, affirmative action also claims to offer assistance in those in need. Now, affirmative action doesn't actually help those who are disadvantaged to get a leg up. Many believe that it alleviates class disparity and gives changes and chances to those who are disadvantaged. But affirmative action really only helps rich black kids in their college endeavors rather than the disadvantaged. Open Future writes in The Economist, quote, "It is a simple matter of justice for America to deal with the task of raising the black community from disadvantage to equality while rescuing a large group of forgotten white poor." End quote. This statement was pushed by the fact that 71% of black Latino students who attend Harvard, a school that greatly uses race as the deciding factor in admissions, came from wealthy backgrounds. In addition to this, affirmative action is a process that is helpful to black students who are admitted to these better colleges than they're qualified for. But affirmative action isn't helpful to these students. Many people say it helps them get a leg up for those who are educated and have had worse education in the past. But it actually hurts them due to being unqualified and unprepared for the rigor, as well as hurting those that don't get in as they're forced to go to worse universities and get a worse education. Now, according to Arsendio and Lovenheim, who contributed to the Journal of Economic Literature, published in 2016, quote, "More selective colleges may pitch their material at a higher level, move at a faster pace, and assume certain concepts and skills are already known. It then may be optimal for some students to attend a less selective college, even if a more selective college is in their choice set. Given all this, we must vote for those who support the abolition of affirmative action and push for change in this discriminatory practice. In conclusion, affirmative action must be taken away because it provides discrimination rather than equality, it helps those who are black and rich rather than the disadvantaged, and it provides a college mismatch rather than perfect fits. The primary purpose of this speech is to persuade you to vote for political officials who support the abolition of affirmative action and push for change in this discriminatory practice. Now, even though many of us have lost opportunities that we don't even know about because of affirmative action in the past, we must look out for those in the future and strive towards a more fair, equal, and effective admissions system. Thank you.